Did you know that your chronic pain is intimately interconnected with your mind? Did you know that your pain actually comes from your mind? Today, I'm going to dive right into this and share some techniques to affect change now for yourself or to share with someone else in your life, a client, a family member. So stick around. You won't want to miss this here today. Pain comes from the mind. It is transmitted through your senses. When you understand that, you can then literally work with the mind to change subconscious patterns, which in effect will influence your pain levels. So think first about this. Years ago, I had a friend who got very angry and punched a hole through the wall of his old apartment when he was drunk. This was back when I was in college. And he told me the next day, I literally didn't feel any pain at all. He was running on adrenaline and alcohol. So the pain receptors in his mind didn't register the same way due to the alcohol and the altered emotional state. So you know how sometimes people can do these incredible feats and not feel any pain, like chopping wood with their hands. What else? You could take a opioid painkiller or an over-the-counter painkiller. What you're doing essentially is you're literally altering the pain receptors and how information works in those pain receptors and your in your brain and your body. You can actually do this very easily on your own without any chemical, without any substance. You can literally affect your pain levels by working with your subconscious and superconscious levels of mind. You can change the images and words in your mind. Everything in your life comes down to this, doesn't it? The pictures and the words that keep reverberating around in your mind is really going to affect how you experience your entire life experience. And I also just want to say, think about how powerful the words that you say in your everyday life are. Like, this pain is killing me. I'm dying here. This is horrific, right? Feels like my stomach is wrenching. Like, think about how you describe things. So, how are you going to feel about this when you're telling yourself words like that? And one small mindset shift that you can make right now in this moment is a commitment to actually start consciously noticing how you and others around you are describing sensations in the body or just how people talk in general. Really just start to be aware of that whenever you think about it. Just think about this, like how certain people talk and look at how their life reflects, right? So everything is energy and everything is consciousness. So that means that so is your pain, even if it's chronic pain. So if you become more conscious about your pain and how you describe that, how you describe things in general, you can begin to choose to bring a quality of curiosity to this. I feel a sensation of energy moving through my body, for example. I feel a strange energy pattern moving through. I wonder what that is. So it's a slight surge of energy, maybe. You can describe it in all of these different ways, but really use your creativity to come up with some more life-giving ways to describe these sensations so you're not doubling down on the psychological expectancy of that. Do you see how your brain can make completely different images just shifting the description that you tell yourself? A lot of people really don't understand how powerful the mind really is. And the words that you say to yourself literally craft your reality. You have full power of the words that you do choose to use and the ways that you do describe things. Think about our culture, how the actual terms of things are like, you go to get a tooth pulled out, it's called a tooth extraction. You go through withdrawal, you have irritable bowel syndrome, right? All of these things are really negative leaning words. So there's a subconscious connection that just happens automatically, and you don't even realize that that's what's happening because you've never thought twice about it. That's just how society describes it, right? That's just how it is. The words that you use, though, dictate how you feel. Your words send signals to the body from the mind. So practice using lighter language. Be really, really intentional about this and don't say, this is my pain, this is my condition, my. Stop that because that is taking complete ownership of that condition or that pain. And I don't think you want that. And your subconscious is listening to everything. So, what you could say instead is, that's such an interesting sensation that I'm feeling. There's an interesting sensation moving through my energy field. I wonder what message my body is trying to tell me through this. Um, so already, do you see how your mind doesn't go, oh, let's go into full panic mode? No, it doesn't take it as an absolute emergency, as if you would have said, that I'm in such excruciating pain. It's more of a calm, relaxed, observational stance. And that is what we work with under hypnosis, is to really give your thoughts new roads for your thoughts to drive down. Give your brain new roads for the thoughts to drive down. Think about the placebo effect, how that works. There have been gobs of studies, even one at Harvard University, where it doesn't make any difference whether the medicine is actually real or not in many cases. Intention and belief is powerful. You could also shift your energy pattern to a very expectant frequency of, my body is healing so beautifully. I can see all of my cells smiling and dancing around. I love that my body does everything it needs to do in divine way. Uh, my that was a strange energy pattern, but it's already lessening minute by minute. I'm feeling better and better every minute. You see how that's starting to shift that already? This is a commitment, though, like I said, because you have to commit to being done with that old way of seeing things and be willing to bring yourself back to the new and more positive stories over and over again. Thousands of times if you have to. Every time you catch yourself describing or thinking about it in a negative way, bring yourself back. Create different expectations for your mind. I have helped people give birth using hypnosis. I've helped people before and after surgeries using hypnosis. What this does is it helps people to go to an entirely different place in their mind. The focus is off of the pain at that point, and then the body can do what it needs to do without making it worse. You can turn pain levels literally up and down using hypnosis. You can really play with your thoughts and your energy and literally have fun with it. It doesn't have to be so doom or gloom. It doesn't have to be a dull or negative experience. You can literally choose to say, yes, I am going to have fun experimenting with my thoughts and my energy. I'm going to have a whole new experience. The mind is so powerful. This is not just a bunch of concepts. This is how we all literally are. You think about going home and having an ice cold glass of seltzer water. You can feel that, right? Like maybe you can even feel that tinge on your tongue or how delicious it's going to be, and especially if it's like a really hot day out. You think about eating a lemon, maybe your mouth waters a bit from that sour sensation. You think about something sexual, you feel that physiological response. And you think about the bills you have to pay, well, maybe you have a different response to that, but you get it, right? And also, in the same regard, if you focus on a glowing, healing energy and warmth that is surrounding an area of pain in your body, dissolving and transforming that pain, then yes, you're going to feel that too. That's literally changing your cells. You change your consciousness, you change your cells. Whatever you focus on, you get more of. So if you're focusing on how horrible something is, well, that's what you're going to get. You focus on a back pain in your lower back and how the stabbiness of it, well, then that's what your consciousness is going to focus on. That's where it's going to go. You focus on, oh, I'm going to focus on comfort and warmth and soothing relief. That same back pain is going to respond totally different, completely different. It literally changes whatever your consciousness is fixated on. So those words that you use are literally changing those pictures in your mind. What you believe about your pain is going to influence the tolerance you have for pain. Think about the people in your life. For example, here's something from my own life experience. So, everyone always jokes around with me that I'm made of asbestos because I can drink really, really hot coffee. I can touch like really hot things that just came out of the oven and it doesn't even faze me. Why? Well, most likely it has nothing to do with my actual physical makeup, but it's a story I've told myself for years. I've always endured heat. And my grandfather was the same way. He always liked eating food really, really hot and drinking coffee really, really hot. Like he would even heat it up again after coming out of the coffee pot. So as a younger kid, I always thought of him as like a hero, and I thought of myself as being like my grandfather in that regard. So it's a very deeply ingrained program. And at this point, that's how it's been for me. So magically or not magically, I'm not really affected by heat in the way that others are. Or think about the people who lift weights and run. Yeah, they have pain at first, right? Like, but they focus more on the exhilaration and the benefit that they're getting from that activity than the pain they might feel. I literally have tattoos all over my entire body. I'm running out of real estate. And these are all from when I was younger. But when I was getting these tattoos, I was not thinking about the pain. No, this is like a temporary sensation. And then I'm going to have all of this beautiful, colorful artwork all over my body. So I focused more on that than the pain. That's interesting, though, right? How it's all the mind again and again. What are the pictures and words? That is going to be your main point of attraction. Also, think about people who are allergic to everything. How much of that do you think is actually physical, and how much do you think is expectancy in the subconscious mind? I had a client about 3 years ago. She came to my office and her life was absolutely miserable from all of these allergies she had. Allergic to cats, allergic to dogs, allergic to pollen, dander, the grass, the dust in the air, even the dust on the walls of her house. She was suspecting there was a mold issue. That's literally what she told me. And then there were all of these things that triggered her. So I think we did about, it was either 10 or 12 sessions at the time. And we ended up finding that the root cause to all of these allergies had absolutely nothing to do with an allergen. It was truly about something that happened to her when she was a young girl and how she then formed programming in her subconscious. So once we updated and re-educated and integrated all of that information that we learned in those sessions, then she miraculously months later reached out to me and let me know allergies are gone, no more. She even was able to adopt a cat that she'd always wanted to. So, and she even got a little bearded dragon lizard guy. She was able to live fully again because she did make those changes in those stories because she found out the truth and reframed all that. So that's amazing, isn't it? And in this type of work, it's pretty much never cut and dry. And like where it's like, this is the exact thing that did it. No, it's more like the more subconscious work that you do, then the more you choose to align with those things that are life-giving, those layers come out and get ironed out, and there's no longer these knots of thought forms and energies and emotions. Think about little kids when they're getting a shot, like when they get a sticker of a smiley face or like a piece of candy or something or a balloon, they don't even feel it. They're focusing on that prize, right? But when they're staring at the needle and seeing that go into their arm, well, it's going to be fully different, right? You're the same way, no matter how severe this chronic pain feels right now. So it's the mind's perception. I want to help you minimize pain, lessen pain, and manage pain. And I don't even really want to call it pain, it's just a sensation. It's a phenomenon of consciousness. Did you know that much of pain is psychosomatic? That means that the mind creates that pain to actually avoid something else subconsciously. Very, very subtle. And that psychosomatic pain is literally just as painful as what the physical pain would be like. Whether it's something physical or psychological, it's all the same. It's all pain. It's all painful, right? The really amazing thing, though, is that you can actually communicate with your mind under a hypnotic trance state and create a biofeedback signaling system within yourself. to feel a completely different experience. Whatever you want to experience, you can program that. If you've been in pain for a really, really long time, like maybe decades, your brain will literally think that you're still in pain, even if that physical aggravator is out of the picture. The brain is wired to perceive it, even when it's no longer there. A lot of this is imagined pain. A lot of the pain that people feel is actually imagined pain. It's the mind's perception. So we need to get down to why is this? The source of your pain is not the source of your problem. I know that's surprising to hear. You're never upset for the reason you think. If you have pain in a certain area of your body, it doesn't even mean that it's coming from that area. That's really wild, right? Like, what? But it's true. So I wonder if you can start noticing the sensations in your body and become more conscientious about how you're describing it to others, but also, more importantly, how do you describe that in your inner dialogue? I guarantee you're going to feel a shift immediately once you start focusing on this. Every word that you speak is creating an energetic blueprint to make that true. Be aware of your language. Every thought has a physical reaction in the body. Every single thought has a physical reaction in the body. Whether you know it or not, whether you want it to be that way or not, that's what's happening. So, do you want to learn how to use your mind to change energy and pain in your body? If you haven't already, go check out my absolutely free training called Activating the Abundant Quantum Healer Within. This is a free training. You get the training manual in a PDF document emailed, and then you get the free private video training sent to you. So the link is down in the description to grab that. And this is also something that we go really in depth about in the Quantum Shift Hypnotherapy and Energy Healing Training Program. There's more info down there about that course as well. Come and join us. Remember that you are an infinitely powerful being. And yeah, just have fun with it. You are a 60 billion watt energetic expression. That is your expression. So you are infinitely more powerful than you know. Life is supposed to be fun. So start bringing a quality of fun and curiosity into these new stories that you tell about yourself and your pain and your body. So go ahead and like the video if you want, subscribe to the channel if you want, and share the video with someone else that may benefit if you want to help them shift that story. So lots of love, and we'll talk soon.